Well, it's early morning here in Seoul and we're on our way to join the tour to the Demilitarised zone. And we have been there before, but we never really got the chance to get to the joint security area because the trip last time was cancelled. Today we managed to get on it, so should be an interesting day.
So everyone, do you remember my name? I just said it. Young-bae. Yeah, I know it's not easy to remember and not easy to pronounce. So I have an English name for my guest. It's Gabby, G-A-B-B-Y. So you can call me Gabby. Okay. So this is a DMZ tour, and all of you know what DMZ stands for, right? It's a demilitarized zone where military action is not allowed and human access is restricted, so as to prevent military conflict between North and South Korea.
This is our second time at Ijimgak Park, right on the edge of the demilitarized zone. Let's take a look around. And we're now on Freedom Bridge. This is the place where soldiers were exchanged after the Korean War. Check out the bullet holes on this old steam locomotive. We're now going to enter the third infiltration tunnel built by North Korea for a surprise attack on Seoul. Unfortunately, I'm not able to film inside the tunnel, so that's that.
And on October 17, 1978, the third tunnel was found. Discovered 435 meters south of the demarcation line, which is 4 kilometers south of Panmunjom. The third tunnel is big enough for 30,000 soldiers and artillery to pass through within 1 hour. Within the tunnel, there were clear evidences of the tunnel being planned to be used to invade South Korea.
Right, we just left the third infiltration tunnel, which was discovered in 1978 after details were given to the Korean government by a defector. It's a pretty hard little walk down there. You have to put on a hard hat and it's pretty claustrophobic. Last time we were there was a little train that took us down, but sadly not this time. We've just arrived at the Dorisan Observatory where we should be able to get a good view across the border into North Korea itself.
So we are crossing the river again, and this river's name is Injin River. And everyone, do you remember the name of this bridge? Unification Bridge.
There's some chains with some red flyers on the chains. Those are indicate that there are mines on the bridge. As late as 2015, we've seen KPA placing anti-personnel mines on the bridge. We've disarmed all the mines on our side of the bridge.
So we finally made it to the joint security area. According to Bill Clinton, this is one of the scariest places in the world.
Silver buildings here are used for Czechoslovakian and Polish delegates. However, they don't get a lot of use. About a month ago, we had the Polish delegates up here once again. We actually have to go inside that building. It's actually very cool inside, but sadly, it's not part of our regular. On the North Korean side, welcome. For those of you who didn't, I can't really say I blame you. But these microphones here, along with the concrete pillars on the outside, actually mark the MDL. So if you decide to come over here to North Korea, sadly, no stamp on your passport, but you will get to say you've been in North Korea. So you feel free to come on over while I do my little briefing here. On both sides, you'll see these two little booths with these two windows. These are translator booths. During negotiations, that translator booth would translate Korean to American English, and this translator booth would translate from Korean to Chinese, because after the Korean War, China was obviously involved in the war, and so they were involved in the talks. However, after China tried to build an embassy inside of Seoul, recognizing them as a country, which North Korea does not, they see them as an enemy state, North Korea decided not to invite China anymore. So the translators now sit here and here on the MDL lines. As you can see, these flags, and then the flags that hang above the translator booth on the South Korean side, these flags used to be hung throughout the entire building. There's pictures, it's absolutely beautiful. However, North Korea would come in here, they rip those flags off the wall, throw them on the ground, stomp on them, blow their nose in them. They would snap the bottom inch or two off the American flags and the South Korean flags, so they just sit a little bit shorter than the North Korean flag. Even went as far, believe it or not, for one meeting, sawing off the bottom 2 inches of the chairs for the South Korean and American delegates, so they had to physically look up to the North Koreans. So they actually had meetings in here on how to actually have meetings. The longest recorded meeting that we know of was 11 hours in the middle of the winter. There was rumors that the water bottles were actually freezing to the table. It was so cold. That was before we had this beautiful insulation and these amazing Samsung heaters. If we look over here at the North Korean translator booth, it's hard to see now, but before it was a lot more prominent. North Korea, what they'll do is, so during the regular day, about 95% of the time, both of these doors are unlocked. So that door's unlocked and that door's unlocked, because pre-COVID, North Korea used to have tours that come through here. And so when they'd have tours, they did the same exact thing we did, just on the south side. So when these doors are unlocked, North Korea would stack rocks on the other side. So when we went to go unlock these doors, they would try and snatch that person who was unlocking the door. So they had to install a battle buddy system, where one battle buddy will hold the corner of that translator booth, while the other one unlocks the door with his battle buddy holding onto his gun belt. So if there's anyone there, he can pull them back, and it's now a two on however many versus a 1 on however many. So very sad that we have to have that put in place, but it's just a safety measure that we have here. But for the next 5 minutes, I'll let you guys take pictures, and we'll head back out to conference room.
KenMarchant